But Mom, I want to be a fashion model like all the girls in the magazine. This isn't fair.
You ain't gonna be no model. Play this game instead.
What's this?
Better get you some education first. Go ahead, so go on somewhere.
I guess this'll do. Guess it isn't too bad. This is by far one of the weirdest concepts for a fashion game that I've heard of in a long time. Let's get into it. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is TheNinaGabriella, and today I've got a weird game for you guys. So on this channel, we've talked about a lot of different fashion games so far, but I found another weird Japanese game that I wanted to bring to light. Have you ever heard of JS Maruguru Doki Doki Challenge? Yeah, kind of a mouthful, and I probably messed it up somewhere, but this game is all about a young girl wanting to enter the modeling agency. So what do? They put her in training to join magazines. I think this concept could be a bit controversial in today's era, knowing the fact that why are we pushing our kids to get into the modeling agency at such a weird young age? But I guess in Japan, maybe this kind of thing is normal, or some people who have children that want to get into the modeling agency, maybe this isn't seen as weird. But to me, I thought it was a bit odd. This game came out in 2013 for the 3DS. Unfortunately, I don't have the physical copy here with me. I ordered it a while back, but I wanted to get this video out today, so I'll play most of this game on an emulation system, so you'll be able to see it from there. If you liked today's video, I encourage you to hit that like and subscribe button. These videos take a long time for me to make, and it would really mean the world if you wanted to be a part of that, on top of joining my members where I release exclusive content talking about behind the scenes and just some updates with the channel. And before we get started, I did do a giveaway last week, so stay to the end so you can find out who the winners of the giveaway were. Do you like it? Why don't you move it on with me? Okay, the game we're talking about today is JS Girl Doki Doki Model Challenge. In English, this game is pronounced JS Girl Doki Doki Model Challenge. The JS in the name of the game is an abbreviation for the term Shougakusei Josei, which means female elementary student. Since JS basically already translates to elementary school girl, the girl at the end of the JS girl really just is there for a stylistic preference, since a lot of people in Japan like to use English words for various things. And Doki Doki just kind of translates to heartthrob. It's just like an onomatopoeia, just kind of there for like a little stylistic purpose. Now, before I actually start talking about the video game itself, I want to actually talk to you about the history of this game and actually why it was created. Now, JS Girl is actually a fashion magazine in Japan. This magazine was mainly targeted for upper elementary school students. The first issue of the magazine came out in 2011, and it regularly held these kind of photo shoots that you're seeing here right now. They also had modeling contests where photographers would take photos of these aspiring readers who loved the magazine already and would actually publish them in magazines. Now, this wasn't just for elementary school girls, it was actually targeted to a lot of junior high girls as well, along with high school girls, which they made distinctions for the photo shoots as well. The magazine was published by San-Ei Shobu Corporation, and the issuer was Suzuki Masashi. Girls would fly in from all around Japan just to be a part of this experience. They had contests, it was like a convention sort of thing. It looked pretty fun. I think as a kid I would have loved something like this. At these sort of conventions, girls would be able to get tips on learning how to be a real model, just how some of the older girls did in magazines, and it would just be kind of a fun experience for girls to get their kind of foot in the door when it comes to joining modeling agencies. Now, then around sometime in 2014, Nippon Columbia, the video game company, decided to partner with JS Modeling Magazine to create this game for reader models, which are models who, well, I guess young girls who read the fashion magazine. This would be a video game they could play to get a better experience on how to, I guess, train to be a JS girl model. Now, I'm not sure when the last issue of the fashion magazine was. I want to say it was sometime around 2015. Unfortunately, I can't really find too much. It is not on their website anymore, along with all of the videos and trailers of this video game being completely taken off of YouTube or are now privated. So I'm not really sure too much about, what they had initially intended, although that is no longer to be found. They still have a lot of information up on a couple sites, their site specifically on Nippon Columbia. Can't really find too much about the game other than a couple of news articles talking about it. So now that you know the history surrounding this game, we can finally talk about it in a little more of an open light. We can kind of talk about some of the similar themes to some other games on top of kind of my thoughts about this game. Is it still worth it buying something similar to this for your child? Or for yourself, if you're like a 20-something-year-old or 30-something-year-old and just like fashion games, does this game live up to the other fashion games that we highly respect? Now, this game was mainly used as promotional material for the magazine. Now, granted, they already had a good fan base within the magazine. I think this was kind of like icing on the cake, but this game did come out at a good time as many style-savvy games were coming out, fashion shoot games, model sort of games, which we've talked about a lot already on this channel. But a lot of these kind of fashion games were coming out around the early 2000s. And being that this game was catered mainly towards younger children, I think it had an edge over some of the other games like Style Savvy or even Girls Fashion Shoot, just because this game was for the younger girls. So let's talk about the gameplay a little bit. So players can kind of enjoy this game in two modes. There's story mode, so players can become a model while living the little reader model life. So you're going to be able to do fashion shoots, you're going to be able to do different type of pose training, along with there being a couple other modes in the game where you could just do mini games, which is just smile training, pose training, and I think like a couple other activities. Getting kind of into the story of the game, in story mode you're able to do a lot of stuff. The game mainly focuses on these kind of like mini games, sort of like puzzles. It's a very easy game. It's not something that's like very heavy in terms of gameplay. In the story mode you're going to be doing stuff like coordinating outfits, doing makeup, taking photos. There's also like a pose kind of card exchange, which I guess was popular with younger girls, being able to trade certain stuff. So it's like you can trade different pose cards with other girls or like with fans who want to get into modeling, and you could do that with Street Pass when that was enabled, with 3DS on Spot Pass and stuff like that. But other than that, that's kind of it. It's not super strenuous. It does have a lot of charm in the game. The storyline also jumps right into the game. As soon as you get into the game, you're a young girl at school and you know that there's going to be auditions for JS Girl magazine. So you go to the auditions, you do a couple poses for them. They'll show you kind of how to do the puzzle technique. When that's kind of some footage you just saw a couple seconds ago of there being the different poses you can choose from. You take some photos, they like you, and then they want you to be a part of the magazine. So with that, you get booked kind of into the agency, and with that you're able to do more gigs, unlock being able to interact with your fans, and getting more fans allows you to do more work as a fashion model. That's kind of it. The gameplay mainly consists of doing the posing thing. You will see a shot where like you have to level up this bar on the fashion pose scale, but that's really it. But the farther you go into the game, there are some cool stuff that's unlocked. You'll be able to do the runway shoot. You will get some more customization options. The only thing I didn't like is there's literally no skin tone options, so I thought that was a bit already a thumbs down in my book, like where are the skin tone options? But okay, I get it. It's Japan. This was early 2000s, but like still no excuse. I think Style Savvy even had skin tone options, but I mean, anyways, like where's the representation? Okay, honestly makes me starting to think like, okay, maybe that's not the kind of girls they want on the magazine. Maybe that's why they don't give you options. Anyway, I'm thinking too far ahead into it, but still disappointed to see that. Now, similar to an adult fashion magazine for women in Japan, the magazine for JS Girl had a very similar structure. The magazine had focused on tips on makeup, hairstyles for a weekend, what kind of stuff do you want to have in your school backpack? There was a round table discussion with like popular, junior high school girls who would talk about tips on how to look good in your pictures, kind of that sort of thing. So you can kind of see some of those more, I guess, adult things in this game. And to be honest, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. In this game, there are kind of similar issues for the magazine that I feel like are a little more adult-centered as opposed to being for youth. So there are a couple kind of issues where you're like, okay, we want to dress up as a cool rock girl. There's some that are like, I want to dress up as pose with your legs crossed. And that was one that I had read for a couple of these when I was playing the game myself. And I just, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I don't know if, I didn't read the magazine personally. I'm just looking at issues online. But I just feel like there might be a reason behind why there is no more editions of this magazine. It's one thing to kind of say, let's do a cute magazine for girls. There's another thing when you're adding, we want leg cross pose with and that is literally the name of it in the game. I don't know if it's going to appear. I don't know if I got that one on record, but it is a pose on here. If, if you're learning some beginner Japanese, I do think some of the word structure in here is a bit odd. That's just me personally. I'm not, like I said, the best Japanese reader. I do think it's good for beginners who can, try to get a good handle at some of the Japanese in here, but that's just a quick thing I wanted to add in here. But I will say that to me it felt a little off, but I'm not a parent. I'm just a girl who likes fashion games. Adding on to that, if I have to compare this game to Style Savvy. Now, I haven't really played a lot of Girls Fashion Shoot, and a lot of people say that this game is very similar, and I plan on doing a video about that. I'm still playing the game, so just please wait for that review, because I could probably give you a lot better in-depth review on both of these games once I finish playing more of Girls Fashion Shoot. But from what I can tell, Girls Fashion Shoot, I think, is a step above this game. It is a game for girls, but you're including more girly, preppy ideals, whereas this feels like they almost had wrong intentions. It's kind of like making young girls act like grown-up models. If you look at some of the characteristics in a Style Savvy game when it comes to the themes for picking outfits, or for some of the fashion shows in Style Savvy, those ones were cute, cool, fun, grown up, unique, boho chic, individual. But the thing is, even when you're playing a Style Savvy game, you aren't playing as a young girl. You are an adult. You are owning a boutique. I know I'm always comparing to Style Savvy, but that is one of my favorite games, so I'm a little biased. But I just gotta say, I think that was something that was taken into consideration a bit more than this game per se. But it does make me kind of think what kind of stuff went on during some of these contests. What kind of poses did they want them to do? I just think the fact that that is a theme in these games. You got cute, cool, preppy, and then, what I had, spicy is what I'll just refer to it as spicy. I'm just I haven't unlocked all the poses yet, but I'm just wondering how many spicy, that's it right there. That is it. The spicy one. I'm just kind of huh. Not that it looks spicy, it looks like just a young girl doing a pose, but why did you have to name it that? What are we teaching the kids? Now, like I said, as a non-parent, I just feel those are a couple things I would be a little bit concerned with. Granted, though, growing up here in America, I just feel some of these things are not as widely accepted in America versus I don't know what it's like in Japan. Granted, I had lived there. I wasn't on that end of the spectrum when it comes to the fashion industry. Obviously, I wanted to be a part of it, and I researched a lot about it. But as far as working with children in the modeling agency, that's just something that I never really had known a lot about. So to me, it feels a bit off, but maybe to other people, this might just be fully acceptable, and I'm just speaking out of turn. So that's just something I wanted to note. Personally speaking, there's just a couple things that make me feel a bit weird, girls meeting up with fans. I think that might not be something I would want to include in the game. Why are they meeting up with people they had met on the internet or wherever they see their fans at? Why are the girls going to all of these shoots by themselves? I don't know, maybe that stuff is more explained when you give this to your maybe elementary school / middle school daughter or son. But either way, I'm not here for it. I'm not here for it. Even some of the clothing options, I'm just I thought this was for little girls, Why are little girls doing spicy poses. You know, they should be doing cute poses, cool. You know, I think that's why, you know, like I said, gotta give Style Savvy some props. And granted, like, this game doesn't really compare to Style Savvy as much. I just mean in terms of the themes, I think they did that right by kind of just saying cute, cool, fun. And then there's a character for, or a theme for grown up, you know, like if you want a feminine, bold, chic, that kind of thing is more on the grown-up aspect. I think word choice is very important. I don't think it was, you know, executed properly here. Now, moving on from that, I also want to say, though, as an adult, though, I think this game could be a very good cozy game for people. Or, like I said, if you're studying Japanese, I think this game is kind of nice because it's not a very... One, it doesn't feel like a very long game, and it's very puzzle focused. And by puzzle, I mean more the fact that you just have to strategize what is the best option for it. I feel like even at times, this could be kind of a complicated read for younger girls. Like, I feel like this might take them a longer time to get through. I feel like I was taking a long time through it. Granted, I'm not a fluent Japanese speaker, but if I'm basing my Japanese off of the same level as maybe an elementary schooler, I was kind of struggling with this. And I feel like maybe elementary school girls might as well. I don't know. I can't really speak on that, but I will say the game play itself is not very difficult. It's kind of just picking the correct poses, you know, picking an outfit that works for you, having to, you know, go on these little meetups and stuff to, you know, get your followers up. You know, later down the game you unlock like makeup choices and stuff to make, you know, your issue of the magazine a little better. So there are some kind of cool stuff that I think can appeal to an older audience. I think one thing I find weird, though, is kind of the other modes for this game. Now, the smiling mode is kind of weird because you actually are just taking a picture of yourself and they're rating your smile. Like, that's like in the training mode, which I don't have a photo of because, like I said, this is on an emulation device, but that is an actual thing. Like, if my game comes before I post this, I'll show you what it looks like, but it is kind of weird. And like I said, there's also a pose training mode. Now, I guess if you are a young girl trying to prepare for the JS magazine, which is why a lot of girls had got this game when they were younger to kind of prepare, hoping that they would get onto this magazine issue, but making a whole game about it and then including like, hey, you can practice your poses, practice your smiles in case, you know, the next JS girl contest comes up. I just think what an oddball thing to do, like very Japanese to see this sort of thing being implemented in a game. I'm not sure how many adults would love those versions. Maybe you got to practice your smile and you want to pose because you want to be a model. But, you know, I think as far as the story mode of the game, though, I think it's actually kind of cute. It's kind of fun. You know, being with the ideas that you're a younger girl just trying to be a model. I don't think the game's all that bad. I would say it doesn't feel like there's as much gameplay involved in it versus another game like Girls Fashion Shoot I'm working on right now. I feel like I would, to be honest, suggest that maybe over this game if you want, you know, just a little bit more to do. I think in this game, because it's really focused on just picking poses with the occasional changes of like hair and makeup and stuff, and which won't even be unlocked until a little later on, I do think this is kind of like a game you could kind of grind out and then you're like, okay, well, I don't need to play that anymore. I think, though, if you are studying Japanese, though, and you're looking for something a little simple to play that you don't have to worry about gameplay as much as you're just kind of focusing on reading dialogue, I think this is what story mode is for. It is very dialogue heavy. It just kind of feels like you're sitting through a visual novel, and on an occasion you're picking and choosing your own answers on top of like doing a little bit of some other things. So for that itself, I would say go right ahead and try this game out. Otherwise, though, you might be better off with maybe just another fashion game, to be honest. But for the times that this game came out and who this game was catered for, I still feel like this game is a hit or miss in terms of how
much this game would really impact youth today. Like, it's, you know, in 2025 when this video is airing, I feel like this isn't really a necessary game, I think, for youth right now. Now, for the time being that with this magazine coming out, I can see this being pretty awesome. Like, imagine, now, is there an American Girl doll game? I feel like there probably is. But like, I was obsessed with American Girl doll as a young child, and you know, if they had something like that in video game form and there was like conventions and stuff, you know, when you think about all the lore that kind of goes into this stuff, I think this is probably something really fun for young girls. I think like having a game on top of the fact that, you know, you get to go to like this modeling convention and get your pictures done, you know, I think it's all very cute. I think if I were a parent though, I would just kind of keep my eye out when it comes to all this modeling stuff, at least in today's era. But for the girlies who are like my age, I say check it out. You know, I don't think it's awful, but I think it just depends on what you're looking for. Like I always say, would I pick this over maybe some of the other fashion games I've talked about? Probably not, but it's just another fashion game out there that is Japanese culture related that you might want to check out. But what do you guys think of this game, and what girly game shall we talk about next? You guys have been so patient, and I've been waiting to share the winners of last week's giveaway. So here are the prizes. Really quick, guys, editing one. I also want to do a shout out to the person who actually made my YouTube plaques. Look how amazing these turned out. He's done a lot of them. He did my most recent one, the 10K one. So please check out his Etsy store. He's been doing a lot of cool stuff for the channel, and I gotta just send a huge shout out and a thank you to him. If any of you guys want YouTube plaques for yourself, highly recommend. He does a great job. My 10K one looks amazing. It's getting framed as we speak, so hopefully I'll be able to show you guys when it is up in my office. So please check out his store. Link will be down below. Always love to shout you guys out. You guys make mean the world to me. Also, this is my cool art wall. If you guys want to add to my art wall, please feel free to do so. Here are some of the wonderful arts that people have made so far, and I'm loving it. Anyways, back to the video. Bye. Before we get into the winners, let's see what you could have won if you entered this giveaway. I set up this giveaway just because I am so excited for reaching 10K. It's really meant the whole world to me. I say that every video, and I apologize for how annoying it probably gets, but this is just my way of giving back, so I hope you guys got a chance to enter, and I got to pick 3 amazing winners, and I'll be posting some photos and stuff here and there on my social media handles. There was also 2 other giveaways going around on my TikTok and on my Instagram channel. Here are just the winners of the people who won those prizes, and congratulations to them. Here shows you a little bit of footage about the 2 games that were talked about for the giveaway. Super excited because both of these games look so amazing, so I'm super excited that you guys get a chance to play them. And last, me and a couple friends partnered together to create this cute little TheNinaGabriella giveaway box. I think it's super adorable. It has a little heart on the back, all handmade and custom made by me and my friends, so shout out to them for working so hard on creating this. And inside that giveaway box, this is what the winner will be receiving, is a pink custom snake. If you didn't know, I have a pet snake and his name is Peanut, so we tried to implement something personal in there along with a cute little fluffy. There's also a couple other goodies with some keychains, there's pins, there's also some stickers from my Etsy store and a couple other goodies. So let's find out who our winners are to receive these amazing prizes. Also, just want to say big shout out to you guys. We had over 50 people enter the giveaway along with the double entries as well, so it totaled to over like 100 something of entries. This is like a randomizer. I blurred everybody's email just so you guys could see how I had done the picking for the giveaway. It was actually pretty cool. It was fun to do, and anyways, let's get to it. Drum roll! Thank you so much. Congratulations to you 3 for winning the giveaway. I hope to do some more things like this in the near future, hopefully when we reach some more big milestones. I'm hoping to stream some video games for you guys very soon as well, and I'm going to be doing some giveaway prizes for that as well. Again, shout out to my members also for supporting the channel, and be sure to check out my member side too. Exclusive videos, stickers, and we have a lot of fun over there. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I know this one's a bit of an odd video to review, but I've been loving seeing your recommendations down below, so please make sure you leave a like and a comment and subscribe so we can do more videos like this. I love to see more of your recommendations. So thank you for sticking around to the end, and congratulations, winners! Anyways, bye.